We now verify this identity using cofunction and Pythagorean identities. So we have this expression 5 secant squared y minus 5 cotangent squared pi by 2 minus y. This equals 5. Let's consider the left side expression. We can see that we have 5 which is common in both terms. So in the first step, I'm going to factor the 5, and then I can write this as 5 times of secant squared y minus cotangent squared of pi by 2 minus y, and we basically ask ourselves if this equals pi. So I'm just putting a question mark before we are not yet sure. And in the next step, we are going to use the cofunction identity, or before that, let's rewrite this in a different form. That is 5 times of, we write this secant squared y as it is. And then this cotangent square, this can be written as a cotangent of pi by 2 minus y. This basically is a quantity square of this expression inside this bracket. And so let's check if this equals 5. Now we use the cofunction identity, that is cotangent of pi by 2 minus x. This equals tangent x. This is one of the cofunction identity which we utilize. And so if we replace this x by y, this is going to become a cotangent of pi by 2 minus y. And here also we should replace this by y. This equals tangent of y. And this means we can replace this expression, that is cotangent of pi by 2 minus y, as tangent y. So which I'm going to do this in the next step. So after this step, I write this as 5 times of secant squared y minus replace this expression as tangent y. So it becomes tangent y quantity square, which I can write this as tangent squared y. And so this we check if this equals 5. Now in the next step, we are going to use the Pythagorean identity. That is, this is one of the Pythagorean identity, 1 plus tangent squared theta. This equals secant squared theta. And here we subtract tangent squared theta on both sides. Basically, we are getting another form of this Pythagorean identity by subtracting tangent squared theta. And so when we do that, we get a 1 on the left side, and this equals secant squared theta minus tangent squared theta. Replacing theta by y, we will get 1 equals secant squared y minus tangent squared y. And so we can see from our expression, this can be replaced by 1. That is secant squared y minus tangent squared y equals 1. And so therefore, after this step, we are going to write as 5 times of replace that expression by 1 according to the Pythagorean identity. And this we check equals 5. 5 times 1 equals 5. So finally, we are ending up with the result 5 equal to 5. And this is true. And this means the given expression is an identity.